Hi everyone, my name is Charlie and today I have my April wrap-up. I only read 2 books in the entire month of April, which is actually quite a great number of books for me considering I didn't read a single book. No, I read 1 book in the month of March, so I read 2 books in April, so probably in May I'm going to read 3, so you know, that's a really good thing to be going on with. We have 1 book I hated and 1 book that I really enjoyed. The first book I have a full review for, and that is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. Now obviously I said that the video about this was a rant, and it was, because I hate this book. If you go to my Goodreads you will see that I gave it 2 stars. It's because the book... I see so many other booktubers really enjoyed this book and give it 5 stars, and they've read all the books as well, and I've read all the books, and I've been reading the books since I was in 6th form. When I was 16 I got the first book, and I straight away bought the next 2 books, and I have been so invested in the Shadowhunter world for 8 years now, and this book... it was going to be so brilliant. And that's the problem, that's the reason I hate the book, is that it was so promising, and after 200 pages it fizzled out and there is a mystery, and I was really looking forward to this mystery aspect because Cassandra Clare hasn't really done that fully before, but in the end this book ended up being exactly like every other Shadowhunter book. Forbidden love, relationship, completely forget all of the magic, the demons and that shit that's going on, and then end the book after 2 people who... but that's the problem as well. People that aren't even involved in the story turn up and reveal things that the characters should have solved for themselves, and it was poor writing at its best, and I am so annoyed and frustrated by this book. And that is why I only gave it 2 stars, and I am unsure as to whether I will continue with the series because I am so angry at that book, but I might continue with the series just so it can try and change my opinion. But that book was awful. The characters are watered down versions of other characters we've seen before, and I know it's part of the Shadowhunter story and people are saying how it was nice to have someone already part of the Shadowhunter world as the main character, but there's a reason for that, and it's a very good authorial reason. In the Mortal Instruments, Clary is the reader's way into this world, and she is, like us, someone who knows nothing of this world. Tessa as well. There had only been 3 books out at that point. If you wanted to start a new Cassandra Clare series at the same time as everyone else, you could go into it, but Tessa, again, was the reader's way in. She was a mundane, at the time, finding her way into the world, and we don't need that anymore. We've had 6 books, and the 2 bind-ups of short stories now. We understand the Shadowhunter world. Emma, we don't need a way into the world anymore because we understand the world now. So Cassandra Clare can write Emma, and she can write Julian, and she can have these characters who are part of the Shadowhunter world and have been born into the Shadowhunter world because we now know the Shadowhunter world. So I really don't see it as this really brilliant thing because it's what she could do. We have read the books, we understand this. And anyone else who comes along and decides to read the other books first is going to understand this, because although Cassandra Clare keeps saying these books can be read on their own, I don't think anyone is going to do that without reading the other 9 books first, because you have to know a lot of the history to understand Lady Midnight. And although Lady Midnight is full of the things that as fans we have loved before, we need something more and we don't get it. All we get is this version of the Mortal Instruments that we've already seen done better before, and that is why I only gave it 2 stars. The next book I read was Freya by Anthony Quinn. Freya, again, I have recorded a review for Freya, so when it's up I will link it below, but Freya is the book that I am still processing and questioning because I really enjoyed the book and it was a great book to read from the point of view of a man talking about female friendships, and it passed the test of them not constantly talking about men and them not needing men. We had great discussions about feminism and sexuality, and the characters are fully formed, and I just really enjoyed it for the style and the setting and everything about it. I really liked. I'm just still questioning certain things and certain aspects about the book, and I'm sure it will be probably on one of my best book lists of the year, even though we're only in May now, but I'm still unsure about it. So again, if you want to talk about either of these books in the comments, do so. I do like talking about books. It's the whole reason that I'm here. But until next time, that is all.